Hi, my name is Ed Cook. I'm from Freiburg, Maine. I'm also known as Mr. Twister, the pretzel guy. Grew up in Pennsylvania, and it was the snack food of choice. And when I was a little kid, there were a lot of Mennonite bakeries where they made pretzels, and my parents would have to drag me kicking and screaming from watching the people make them in a factory situation. I mean, it was a job, and it was everybody's favorite snack food in that part of the world. And then when I grew up and left home and moved across the country where they didn't know pretzels, I had to learn how to make them. And so I used to make them for my own pleasure and for friends. And I got a lot of invitations to go to potluck dinners because they always knew they could count on me bringing pretzels. I started the fair in 1989 or 1990, and prior to that I'd been a carpenter and a mason for many years, and then I started wholesaling pretzels. And one of my friends and contemporaries, and we raised kids together, had suggested maybe I ought to apply for the fair. And it was a great thing, and it became a tradition of my life and my family's life. And so I guess it's got to be 30 years, 29, 30 years that I've gone to the fair. The past 3 years I've done numerous different events, and this year the Freiburg Fair is not the only one that canceled. So my favorite thing, I'm either at one fairgrounds or another, either the fairgrounds up the road or Fairgrounds Coffee. This is my favorite spot because it's convenient. There are people walking on foot. If you go too much further, people are in their cars. Then I also have teamed up with Saco River Brewery, which is a marriage made in heaven. They've got the liquid bread, I have the solid bread. And if I had gotten a nickel every time somebody bought a pretzel and asked if I could give them a beer with that, I could have retired years ago, and you'd have to do this interview in the Bahamas or someplace.
So just the two locations now
That's
you're
it.
setting up?
I apply for a vendor's license through the town, and I have to specify even the private property that I'm going to be on. In the past, I've also done Weston's Farm Stand, which is a great location and really fun, wonderful people. And I kind of, since it's a quieter time in humanity, it's kind of nice to stay really close to home and in familiar turf where I get to see familiar faces.
So would you recommend and get some young people interested in having a food truck and hopefully they can make a good living out of it? Or
Oh, I would encourage anyone to do that. It's the most fun. And my son had seen this truck as a part of a laundry fleet that was just down the road from him in Brooklyn, New York, and he said, you ought to buy that truck and turn it into a pretzel-mobile. And I thought, why would I want to do that? I've got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and I ought to be thinking about getting out of pretzels and not doing another branch. But as it turns out, this is the most fun of anything, because as a wholesale baker for 28 years, once I delivered them early in the morning, I never knew what kind of pretzel someone would be getting at night or late in the afternoon. Whereas this way I can be 100% in control of my product. And that will be an even $16. Would you like some mustard?
No, thank you.
Okay. And there be 4 and change along with my thanks.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I appreciate your business.